Dave Beats Music.
One of these days I remember. Good evening, everybody. Nothing like coming in at the last minute. But anyways, this is GW with the Comic Book Geeks podcast. We have with us tonight Specs.
Yo.
And Jonathan Freeman Anderson. One of these days I'll actually get your name right.
One of these days.
One of these days. It's too many names. That's what you just got to shorten it to.
Yeah, my mom wanted to keep her last name. My dad wanted to keep getting laid. So
that works. Anyway, so special night, Thursday night, our new night, I guess it's going to be. So I have a bunch of other stuff going on, and I think this is one of the nights I don't have anything going on, so that works. So, how have we been this week?
Great. I feel pretty good. Specs.
Pretty good, man.
Nice. So, Jonathan, you're out of the club today. You did not get the memo about wearing an X-Men shirt.
I guess not. My yeah. Well, actually, I take it back. This could be an X-Men shirt if you can read the back here. I don't know.
No, I can't. It's your name's in the way.
Yeah, you're
100% beast. Oh, so you're 100% beast. So
yeah,
you're
I don't know if that's a Hank McCoy reference or a Logan reference.
Yeah.
Right. It's 100% beast, no modes. I think it's like an Altered Beast reference, but it'll work for the X-Men.
All right, we'll give you that today.
There's some blue on here too, so that's beast, you know.
If you say so. I'm just making sure we're live everywhere because StreamYard changed the way they do things, and it's a pain in my butt.
Oh, no bueno.
Yeah, like they made everything when you share it to Facebook, it's as a event thing, like where people can like say they're coming or not. And I was like, so I don't know if people actually see us now. If it's what the heck.
Well, today I got the alert for it, but the other days I didn't. But on YouTube, so now it looks like it functions the same way it does on YouTube. I get like, it's gonna premiere, and I get a notification. So I guess Facebook is doing the same thing as YouTube, because before I never know the show's going live unless I like it or share it previously. But today I didn't like it or share it at all, and I got a notification and all. So I don't know.
Who knows? Anyway,
Mark knows.
Yeah, of course. The Zuck. But anyways,
how have you been?
I've alive. That's about it.
Yeah.
I've been looking over the news stuff, like trying to figure out, like, there isn't a whole lot going on in the comic book front at the moment. Of course, Black Adam came out today or tonight or
now.
Yeah,
now,
at this second.
Yeah, I guess at this second, because I've seen some people have already seen it and have been reading reviews.
Yeah, I believe it came out Thursday.
This is Thursday.
Well, it came out today.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, it's Thursday. What's the consensus?
So it came out. So it came out yesterday at 11. Then.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people who went into it not expecting a whole lot, and they were pleasantly surprised with it. So,
I mean that's the right attitude.
That it's it's a superhero movie, so it's not like.
Well, I have low hopes for it.
I also didn't have high hopes because I mean it's an obscure character.
I mean, he's not even obscure. Like they just changed so much of it, and the trailers are so misleading. So like, I just
Yeah, they said it's not as comedy as the trailers make you want to think it is.
Right. Well, I'm a little miffed that they didn't give Hawkman his own movie. They had to introduce him this way.
Apparently they're marketing Hawkeye pretty strong. I don't understand what's going on with that.
Yeah, and Hawkman
and
Dr. Fate are both like. I mean, I guess I could see Dr. Fate at some point coming in, any way as a villain for DC.
Chris Brown's like 80 years old, so like that's a good character for Dr. Fate because his helmet can change
totally
to a different person.
No, Pierce Brosnan.
We did have. I seen I don't know if it's official yet. I haven't really read it, but I seen something earlier today that we have finally cast Mephisto in the MCU, and he's supposed to be. I think he's supposed to be in, but it's Sacha Baron Cohen.
Really, Sacha Baron Cohen's going to play the devil.
Yeah,
that's really ironic.
That's decent. That's the guy from Get Him to the Greek, right? No, that's the guy from
that's Borat.
Borat.
Yeah.
No, but he's a great actor. I mean, like he was in Hugo.
What movie? What movie?
Hugo. Do you remember that movie back in the day? It was like.
What's back in the day?
Oh man, like I don't know, 10 years ago, maybe 8 years ago. No. But it was it was a movie that had Ben Kingsley in it and Sacha Baron Cohen. It was about like this little kid that discovers like Ben Kingsley, who was like one of the first silent film actors and had like lost his way, and Sacha Baron Cohen was like the villain.
He's going to debut.
It was like won Oscars and stuff. So
Oscar, what's that?
He's supposed to date
something you got paid $10,000 for.
Yeah, right.
It's a hot dog, right?
Yeah, it's a hot dog. But yeah, no, Sacha Baron Cohen's a great actor. I mean, everybody's seen Borat.
I mean,
yeah, he's in.
Is he a serious actor though? Like,
no,
well, he's a comedian. He got trained in absurdist comedy. So.
Yeah, but he's. Yeah.
I mean, you remember Talladega Nights, right?
That's what I always think of him, man. Talladega Nights.
Was he in that movie?
He's
the French bad guy.
The French, the French. He's like, eat the crepes.
I never knew that, and I watch the movie all the time.
Yeah, he's known for that. He pops up, and you didn't expect it to be him.
Yeah, but he's supposed to debut in Ironheart. So,
okay.
I thought that was a weird place for a Mephisto, but
not really. Cause you know why?
Really?
She has no villains.
I guess.
Yeah, it's the same. Funny story. It's the same problem as Naomi, and guess who made both characters?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, because Naomi has no villains either, and they made a whole TV series out of it.
How did that happen? I don't know.
But same guy created both characters. I get it. Did I do a YouTube video? I mean, a TikTok video about it?
Is that Bendis?
Yeah, Michael Bendis did both.
Oh, he's great.
I guess.
I like.
You don't like him?
He's really my favorite. He's one of my favorite writers, actually.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite writers too.
But he.
What you
he
say?
Tends to get very wordy.
Well, I mean, what he did with Spider-Man was pretty great.
Yeah,
all his Marvel stuff was pretty decent, and he got me to read Superman comic books because he was going to Superman. But past that, I mean, I don't know, man.
Well, I like what he did with the Punisher, and I like what he did with Spider-Man.
I read his Young Justice when he came back to that.
Yeah, people don't like the Young Justice though, but I mean, I like Young Justice is my origin comic. Like, that's the first comic. That's the first time I read. Like growing up, so like I liked when it came back, and I liked seeing the characters. But I mean, I don't know what they want the story to be. I mean, it wasn't bad. I mean, it explained where Superboy was. It gave you 2 new characters.
But there was no conflict.
Yeah, I mean,
but it was.
They even did a crossover with the Justice League. You got like the Teen Lantern story. You got
The Teen Lantern, by the way, I thought was a better Green Lantern than that new Green Lantern they introduced with the big funky glasses.
what they're the same thing. I mean, I did TikTok video about both of them, and I had you research. They're the same person. They're
the same actress or the same character?
Same archetype. Like,
got you.
Yeah.
I don't know the correct word, but they're MacGuffin. So like, Joy, she's not connected to the power, but like, she don't have a power battery. She don't have to go.
Yeah, she don't have a
It
have a ring or
charges
nothing.
by itself. Yes.
Okay.
And it's weaker than the ring, but it's stronger at the same time. So when they lost all like the power source, they still was able to use her, and she, I guess, charged with everybody's battery. So you got that. Then you got Teen Lantern, who's hacked into the power grid. So it's pulling power from a power source that they don't pull from either. So they don't know what it came from because it's supposed to connect to some building back in the day that had the same type of power. So they're both two lanterns. That if the lantern core gets killed by Hal Jordan again, they can still survive.
Yeah.
Yeah, for like fourth time.
Well, I guess that could be like the easiest fix is just bring out Hal Jordan whenever you get bored.
And I like the Ginny Hex character too.
Yeah, but I mean, I ain't think
you say like Jonah Hex.
Yeah, it's his great granddaughter. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But I didn't think about the confusion with that character because I just always assumed, but I didn't never knew that most of his stories took place in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought he was just a cowboy, whatever he is, in the present day. I didn't know his stories actually was in the past.
Oh, like he rustles cattle, but there's no cattle.
Yeah. So I didn't know that.
He thought he was like in Wyoming or something that his stories took place.
A lot of witchcraft in Wyoming.
Yeah. But I mean, Vision's cool. I mean, I don't know. Vision's cool. I mean, he makes the same characters over and over. Like his DC characters was almost the same thing as a Marvel character. So I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. But then I also saw, was it today? I hate when this thing doesn't.
Oh, I mean, did y'all know Marvel's not marketing the Moon Girl show?
Really?
Really? Yeah.
So I stumbled across the trailers, the teaser, and all that for the show. But Marvel is not, or this is not marketing it. I saw it, somebody shared it on Facebook, and I did my own research, and I found out some obscure Disney pages or Marvel pages on Instagram, like different country. But yeah, there's a trailer out. There's clips of the episodes out. There's this teaser and all.
Well, because I think I saw something at New York Comic-Con for it, but it wasn't a big deal.
When was New York Comic-Con?
Like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. The videos date back almost 4 to 5 months ago.
Oh shit. Okay, so yeah, that should have been out already.
Yeah, so I thought that was crazy. Like, wow, they got a whole show that's backed by a S-tier actor, and I mean they're not even marketing it. So I was like, that's crazy. I'm gonna drop it on my TikTok and see how the reaction goes because it's really. I mean, I guess it's getting ready to come out pretty soon. Ain't nobody knows about it.
Maybe hopefully it's a sleeper hit.
I mean, it should because I mean, it's animated like
Poison Ivy,
like a regular cartoon that in the popular. I can't think, but it looks good. It has a little comedy in it, so I mean, it's gonna go with the kids.
Yeah.
But I bet it dropped the same time the Moon Girl
Moon Knight
came out.
Oh, the comics, yeah.
Like the Moon Knight, Moon Girl, and X-Men, Moon Girl, and Iron Fist, all them books. I bet the trailers came out around the same time.
That makes sense.
And
then just got lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, it didn't make sense if the books come out like that.
Trying to see. Oh, and then yesterday, it was announced. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new Silent Hill things are coming. So we have
that's excessive.
The Silent Hill 2 remake. Then there's a Return to Silent Hill movie. and then Silent Hill Ascension, which is a new project from J.J. Abrams. So I don't know what that is. And then there's Silent Hill F, which is a game. Yeah.
But no one reaches game, huh?
No, and then Silent Hill Townfall.
Yeah, no plans to just nuke the area and just let it be.
No, because it's Silent Hill's better than Resident Evil.
Oh no, absolutely. Silent Hill was always genuinely scarier to me than Resident Evil.
Movie wise or game wise?
Game wise, I mean the movie was whatever, but both Resident Evil and the Silent Hill movies felt more like thriller monster movies than horror films. Like the Resident Evil did a little bit of better of a job with the whole Alice thing, making it feel like a horror film at points. And like being trapped underground, that whole thing. But overall, I never got nobody got really scared. I feel like of Resident Evil. They might have grossed out. But Silent Hill for sure, with the nurses all shaking and stuff, and the weird like moments that creeped me. The movie didn't creep me out that much, but the game.
Pyramid Head. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, weird shit. So it almost felt like it was Guillermo del Toro.
Just the fog in general, and that siren.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I didn't see much else going on this week.
Harrison Ford.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Harrison Ford is replacing Hunt. Is that his last name?
Ethan Hunt?
Hurst. Hurst.
Yeah, that's right.
To play Thunderbolt Ross.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. Because William Hurt passed away. That's great.
I mean, not me. I think it's a terrible cast. And I really think they could have picked somebody else.
Just as long as they don't CGI his face on the Red Hulk.
I mean, how many movies do you get out here for?
Well,
I mean, he seems to just be like resilient. He just keeps making movies. It's the same thing like Clint Eastwood. You're like, well, I thought he would be done by now.
But Harrison Ford is done. That's the whole reason he got killed in episode 7.
Yeah, well, his characters are done. Like they're making a new Indiana Jones, so
yeah,
like he's not fully done.
To pass the torch and kill him off.
Right.
I don't think they're gonna kill him off. They'll just like.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think it's fine that they got a quality actor than just somebody lame to replace William Hurt.
I mean, if I had picked, I would either pick dude
Jeff Daniels.
No, the guy
Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking. I don't know who Dexter's dad is.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. Dexter's dad. What's his face? How am I blanking on his name? I see who you're talking about. He's like in 48 Hours, and he's always popping up and stuff.
He was the guy with the gadgets on Black Lightning. I believe he's in Blade.
He's in everything. Yeah, it makes me want to look up his name. I feel like I know him, but I just can't.
You never seen Dexter, JW?
No, I haven't. It's on my list to watch. I have Showtime just so I can watch it, and I've just never made it to it.
Okay, what about Black Lightning? You seen Black Lightning?
Yeah,
James Remar.
He was Black Lightning's like. Yeah, exactly. I couldn't think of. Yeah, I was gonna say his.
I would have cast him. He would have been great.
No, you're right. He does play those parts really well.
But he might have a contract with like something else. That's the other thing people don't think about. Some actors have contracts with certain companies, so they can't work outside those companies.
Well, it was like I just thought Jeff Bridges, but he was in Iron Man already, so you can't,
But who's the other one? The one from Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, that's Jeff Daniels.
Jeff Daniels. That's who I thought. That's what I said originally. But
yeah. Or Kevin Costner could do it, or Dennis Quaid. But I
I don't know if this will work out, but Kreese from Cobra Kai.
Oh God, that wouldn't work. I mean, that'd be so lame. I'd rather they cast Hasselhoff. So
yeah, or Dolph Lundgren.
Again.
Yeah,
but does he have to be old though?
Yeah, because Thunderbolt Ross is old.
Yeah, he's. I don't know, unless you want to redo the whole like backstory.
I mean, how old?
Say-
I mean, what?
Because
Bruce Banner. What?
he had to be old enough to be Banner's dad because
Okay,
Banner was
how old is
dating
Bruce
his
Banner?
daughter,
How old is Bruce Banner? 30,
probably in his
40?
40s.
So a 60-year-old guy would be good. You don't have to get this 92-year-old Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford ain't 92 years.
Okay.
Well, no, I mean you could age up
84.
like Lee Schreiber maybe or something. You could age up people. But
I would
yeah,
try to
no,
find somebody who would
I don't
look
think he's
good as the
92.
Hulk. No,
Not to mention, imagine if Harrison Ford got like dosed with the gamma rays and had to become like the Hulk. Oh man, that would just be wild.
Did y'all talk about the She-Hulk ending last episode?
I think just a little bit because I was the only one who watched it.
Yeah, I watched it. I caught up. So
all right,
so like
to Kevin.
That's
people cried about the scar thing, but I mean, just the tone of the show. Maybe he got a haircut before he went to go see the family,
or maybe it's all pulled back into a ponytail. You don't know that.
No, the line in the front was pretty.
I don't know.
Pretty bad. It's almost like a samurai type haircut.
Well, I just want to take it back a couple episodes and remind everybody about the walk of shame that Daredevil had to do.
That was awesome.
He had to hold his heels.
Yeah, he was holding his boots. Yeah,
that was brilliant. And like her line, she's like She-Hulk smash, and sometimes Matt Murdock.
Yeah.
But I don't see why people hate the She-Hulk show. Like, I mean, you knew
what it was.
You knew what it was coming into the show. You knew it was gonna be just like it's not Ally McBeal.
Well, a little bit. I mean, it's fun, it's cheesy, but like if you think about it, it has like elements of like Saved by the Bell. You know, where like she turns to the camera, like Zach turned to the camera, and I don't know if you remember Saved by the Bell. But like those breaking the fourth wall moments, and then like literally breaking the fourth wall in that very last episode.
Yeah, well, they were the big like way people explained it, because when Daredevil breaks the fourth wall, it's like him like, oh my god, did you see that? He's not like talking to you.
You mean Deadpool?
Like, yeah, how he's just like reacting to something.
Daredevil.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if Daredevil even understands. I mean, he's blind.
Yeah, but it's usually Deadpool is reacting to something, whereas in She-Hulk, she talks to you like you're there and you're her friend, and like you've been, you know what I mean? It's
there's the fun.
What about Harley Quinn?
Well, I don't see her in anything because she doesn't.
Wait, in the one that she just did, that was all the Birds of Prey.
Oh, I haven't watched that. So.
Oh, you didn't see Birds of Prey. Well, there's like a constant narration, you know, where she's trying to like talk about, I don't know who she's talking to, but us, you know, the whole backstory with her and Joker and what happens. And, you know, every time she's got like moments alone, she's always talking as if somebody's listening.
But she's not turning and looking at the camera, so it's not breaking the fourth wall.
It's a
narrating.
monologue.
It's a monologue.
She's narrating. Yes. Yeah, she's narrating the story. That's all. Like if she's telling the story to somebody.
But all these things should be like explainable. Like she's crazy. She could be talking to another voice in her head, but we're the voice that she sees, you know. Like I thought about it with like the She-Hulk breaking the fourth wall when she went, this might be a little philosophical or cerebral, but when she worked out with the Hulk in the beginning, he was shocked that she didn't have to go through the whole transformation of being, the mindless brute and being, and then like I don't know when she like really hulked out that she lost her sense of herself, because like the next episode they were all like, she goes crazy, and I honestly don't think she went crazy where she went into like a fugue state like the way the Hulk does. I think she literally just was lashing out with her regular emotions, and you could debatably say that like instead of having like that alternate personality to like have to argue with all the time like the Hulk does, she has us as the audience to like vent to filter to. Like there's no,
The way I saw it is she was just like hyper aware that she was in a TV show. So she was like talking to the audience, like, what I mean? She was turning to talk to us.
So like,
because that's why at the end, how she breaks out, she comes into the,
like
literally
Gwenpool.
Breaks out. Oh, I don't know. I don't read Gwenpool. I don't like Deadpool. I mean,
it's not. It's
well,
like
he talks a lot, so it's
Deadpool.
a lot of writing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gwenpool's not Deadpool.
Same difference to me.
No, they just got
they're different characters.
Yeah, but it's still we're gonna take Gwen Stacy and just make her into a bunch of different versions of other characters we already have.
No, it's not.
And if you
Then
think
who is
about it, she's had the worst.
It's really it's a person who's a Marvel fan who got thrown into the Marvel universe. Is a cosplayer.
Oh, okay. So that's intentionally supposed to be out of the like in a different multiverse scenario.
Yeah. So think about it's like a regular person just falls in Marvel comic, and that's what it is. Like, it's no power or nothing. But
well, that's the easiest explanation.
Is everybody just because you study comic books the whole life. That's what it is. It's kind of like ambush.
I mean, that's kind of lame. I'm gonna go with James on this one. That's kind of lame.
It's not like I wouldn't say like
I'm not a big fan of the comedy characters, anyways. Like
that's why you don't like Spider-Man.
My least favorite character is that stupid Batmite and
Thank
Mr.
God.
Mixoplex.
I swear you're gonna say Spider-Man.
I can't stand Mr. Mixoplex or whatever the hell his name is.
I want to see him in the movie though.
I do too.
He was in it.
He was referred to in Doom Patrol.
Yeah, but he's been in Supergirl.
CW show.
No, not in the CW, not a trashy CW show. It's like, I'm sorry, CW shows feel like soap operas with special effects and pleather, you know.
Okay.
But yeah, Gwen Stacy has gone through the ringer though. Is all I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Okay, with that being okay, did y'all read Spider-Man?
Yes.
Yeah.
How is Gwen operate in the Spider-Man universe?
Well, she's Gwen
Stacy's. Yeah, Gwen Stacy is dead. You have Spider-Gwen, who came from a different alternate universe where Peter Parker died instead of her.
Right.
Yeah, but she's going
she has the powers,
so people will be like, "Hey, aren't you that one cop's daughter who died?" Nobody.
Well, you'd think that would have happened with the clones too, though, right?
Yeah. Does she use the name Gwen Stacy though?
Got the face.
Yeah,
doesn't matter. But she also died in the comic book. She would have died probably 15 years ago.
But she could have gone
in high school. Yeah, so
I believe it's even Empire University, the same college freaking Miles go to in New York.
Yeah, but they were in high school when she died.
So you saying everybody who would have knew or grew up and won't?
Maybe, or maybe she doesn't look exactly the same. Like, they don't tell us that. Just like you just say, everybody should know Superman's Clark Kent, but in the comic books they explain that away. So even though we should know, in the comic books they said, no, you can't, because he vibrates his face really fast, so it slightly blurs his image.
Well, Superman, right? Not Clark.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's funny where you have like the Scarlet Spider. He looks just like Peter. He is Peter Parker, but he looks just like, Ben Reilly, etc. And nobody picks up on that.
He has longer hair.
And he dyes a blonde.
All right. That's enough. That's after a robbery, that's what I would do.
Yeah.
Now I think the Kane, he looks like a freaking bum.
Yeah, no, Kane is just a nightmare.
Yeah.
That's like absolutely. He's in Skid Row somewhere.
Yeah, man.
But they're going to do the whole clone thing coming up anyway, so you're going to have a lot more of this. How are you going to show the difference between Madeline Pryor and Jean Grey? And that's the whole
evil.
One is the most powerful mutant, second most powerful mutant in the world. The other one is
you're talking about
nothing.
Dark Web.
Dark Web, yeah, that's the big event. I mean, or one of the big events. There's other, I guess, things going on that Marvel is pitching. When I was in New York, they were really pushing the Dark Web.
That's the next big crossover.
Now I'm really excited for Scenes of Sinister, because I've been following that storyline since Powers of X, and I've been seeing little sprinkles of that Chimera stuff. So I'm ready to see, like, is this the Chimera thing coming like in fruition?
Yeah. And how there's been several different Sinisters.
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't read the entire Axe series yet,
Well,
I'm excited to
I
catch
don't
up
blame
on
you,
it, but I know
'cause there is only like 25,000 books.
Yeah, I'm on. Yeah, I'm just now finishing September's. I'm on Acts number 4, so I don't really like a good bit of. And somehow I
yeah, you have.
to the October's a little bit, but I don't know.
Yeah, the list, like how they list them in the back of the book, is not the order they go in. I've discovered.
Well, that's
When you'll read them,
frustrating.
it'll say continued in whatever, and you'll look and it's like 5 books below. You're like, well, what about?
But if you look at I'm reading X-Men, so I'm reading all the X-Men ones, and if you read all the X-Men ones, it skips the non-X-Men ones. So you get to the actual X book. It's well, you're supposed to read the freaking Iron Fist one and the Fantastic Four one because it was what happened.
It's a tie-in, right?
Yeah, they're tie-ins. So they might have one little part that like.
But it's not as, I mean, back in the day they had tie-ins. Like I remember we talked about this before when it was the Secret Wars 2 back in the 80s or whatever, and they had like one tie-in in the Heroes for Hire book, and they listed it on the corner saying, part of Secret Wars 2 or whatever, and you open it up and it's one panel in like the 4th or 5th page that the Beyonder had turned their building gold, right? And it is that one panel, and then the next panel after that they're like, yes, so we fixed it. They turned it back to normal.
This was more like, if you skip this one, next book, these characters will be missing. You don't have no reason why they're missing.
They won't put a little asterisk or nothing.
No, it's
no,
really,
like,
and and like for the X-Men ones, like you'll have an X-Men issue tie-in, okay, but then they also have the AXE Judgment Day X-Men, which has like 3 issues in it. Those ones are more important than, and then there's Death of the Mutants, which those books are more important than like the single like in continuity books, like X-Men number 16, is part or.
But it's not like DC, right? They're keeping them in the universe somehow. They're trying to keep it all together.
Yeah.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah, even the other books are referring to event because everybody sees the events going on. So like,
because they're trying to save the world. So,
like Marauders. Was it Marauders? Yeah, Marauders has nothing to do with the event at all, but it's a tie-in. And X-Force has something to do with the event, but what's going on in the X-Force book, they don't care because it's freaking Kraven, the hunter, walking around, getting ready to hunt the X-Men, and
the mutants,
oblivious to the freaking
event.
But it's happening though. Like the X-Force members are trying to handle it. But like Deadpool and Omega Red and Kraven just doesn't care.
They teamed up.
Because
Deadpool and
oh my God, that's a ridiculous combination.
Wolverine and Kid Omega is doing something else, so they replaced them with Omega Red and Deadpool.
But I mean, like I remember, like after the Onslaught series, they had like a Daredevil book, which was him just going around the city, recognizing that the heroes weren't there, and it was tied in by almost like by omission of all the other characters, like that was the way they had Daredevil have his like connection to the universe, was like not being a part of that whole experience, and he has to be the one left over,
What the cool thing about this event? It's the first event in a long time that Spider-Man has crossover.
That's great.
Because he hasn't had a crossover in the last 3 or 4 events.
Wait, so he's in the Axe thing too, as like some like Avengers Reserve or something?
Well, typically he used to be in their events, but it never been a Spider-Man book connecting to the events.
Gotcha.
This time it's a Axe Spider-Man number 10, 9, or whatever it is.
But he's a part of it,
so,
like his actual book.
There will be a book that ties in. But they all have them. Like they had an Iron Fist one,
Spider-Man
which I know
floating around like in King of Black. He was involved, but it's not no Spider-Man King of Black.
Right, but at least they're not getting like super ridiculous and somehow like bringing in obscure, like I don't know, Swamp Thing or something to make sure he has a tie-in.
Well,
what they did
that's
event,
a DC.
They brought in freaking Gamma Force.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That was the one, Mr. Sinister, right?
What, Gamma Force?
the last event wasn't that the one where Mr. Sinister was involved with bringing them back from the dead, or is that the X-Men thing?
No, Gamma Force was. I forgot what tie-in that was, or what event, but yeah, sucks.
I don't know. Well,
just like the Phoenix Force is just with Echo, and we haven't seen the Phoenix Force in like 10 issues of the X event.
Oh, okay. So they'll come back around to some things probably. Figure it out.
Well, now they're saying like if you read like the most recent X-Men books, and I think in that AXE one, they're saying that Jean doesn't need the Phoenix. She's already as strong as it is.
Yeah,
that's impressive.
Is that one where they brought back Xavier's daughter? That issue?
No, this is the one that just now. Whenever it's
is it one when she was killing people and Scott said something and she was like, "Shut up."
No, it was the AXE Judgment Day X-Men number 1.
She was battling somebody in her head. Then she was battling somebody, and saying, "Oh, when they went through when they went inside that the Celestial and is holding a fire on the bridge." That's when it happened.
Oh yeah, that's the one I just read. Yeah,
fighting.
And it's not Cyclops. It's
yeah. And he said something. He said, "She just
it was.
Shut up."
Like, well, she had to do something.
Yeah.
What did she do to discover that she didn't need the Phoenix in that book?
Well, her just power is just like she was able to do things. Yeah, and she had all this fire. She made all this fire come out, and Tony's like, I didn't think she was the Phoenix anymore.
Like
right.
And then she was holding the power of the sun back.
It's on,
with her psychic powers,
with her mind.
In the same time.
Oh my
and also
God.
Battling.
And also, fighting the Celestial in her mind. So, yeah.
It's also shitty because she never got a nickname. The one thing I didn't like about Jean Grey, she
got one, but then
Marvel Girl.
She was Marvel Girl, but then
that's right.
But she always didn't like that. So, because even when they brought the X-Men back, she was Marvel Girl again, and she's like, no,
from the way back. But it's just always going to be Jean Grey.
Yeah.
What do you think about the Deadpool 3 thing?
I like how Nova.
Oh wait, sorry. Let's go back to that. You like how Nova? Yeah, I was talking about that, but I want to hear what you're saying about Nova because I love that character.
Keep calling Kitty Pryde. No, the wrong one. I'm talking about Xavier's sister.
Okay.
Keep calling Kitty Pryde the different names. Yeah,
that's right.
Catherine.
Like every
call her Catherine.
A different name.
She would call her Sprite.
Yeah.
She calls her Sprite. She called all of her nicknames that she's had over the years.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, and she gets pissed.
Well, I was asking what you thought about the dead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't think
this is gonna be great.
When is it happening though? When is it happening?
Oh, it's coming out November 2023.
No.
Oh no.
I mean,
September.
Ryan Reynolds said.
Is it September?
It was the date that it was September 20 or something 2024.
Well, there's a whole list that just got released that I saw that Marvel had mixed up the MCU stuff with Blade being put on hold, and there's more untitled projects in between. Before they do Secret Wars, there's 3 untitled projects, and after they do Secret Wars, there's 2 more projects that they added. So I think they're going to do X-Men and stuff, and hopefully, they definitely have Fantastic Four.
Well, I don't know the rumor. They said X-Men might be a special presentation thing. It may be X-Men freaking Scott or X-Men Iceman, X-Men Beast. Just different.
But they can't. But they can't do it. They can't use any of the characters from the Fox stuff until 2025.
Not sure?
They use as the characters. But if you do those characters, you have to use as actors because they're under contract to play those characters.
Well, I think that makes sense as to why we've seen, Patrick Stewart, and now they're talking to Hugh Jackman. I mean, how they bring it into the multiverse will be a whole thing. It will be interesting, because from the very beginning, Ryan Reynolds has been pushing for this. You know, all those fun memes of him getting kicked out of Disneyland as Deadpool. You know, so although I don't think the X-Force movie is happening.
No.
That's
why we had them in.
It's still on IBM.
It is
through Fox.
IMDb.
yeah.
Or yeah.
Still on there.
Well, I was trying to bring up the news story that I just read yesterday, but then you guys might not see me, which was going through the whole new MCU list, you know, and how that's all playing out. So, are you guys excited for Black Panther?
I never watched the first one, so.
You haven't seen the first one?
Oh, I haven't. I own it. I own it. I just
own it.
I've never watched. Yeah, well, yeah, the Blu-ray. I have all the Marvel movies on Blu-ray.
Oh, you're like the guy that collects the comics because the covers are nice and you don't ever read it?
No, it's just I buy them whenever they come out, and then by the time like I get around to it, the next movies come out, and I don't need to go back and watch it because I already know.
It's been 5 years.
Like, yeah, but there's nothing in that movie like Ant-Man and Wasp I've never watched because there was nothing that I needed to watch to understand the other movies going forward.
I don't know. Like watching Doctor Strange 2, it was pretty beneficial to have seen WandaVision. I feel like, you know, like there's.
Well, yeah. Really? See, that's why you watch WandaVision, so you can understand. Because then you understand her
from WandaVision.
Well, you understand her need for her kids and the references to the town. I mean, the whole thing with the kids is all about WandaVision.
Yeah,
but they show you the kids in the little cutscenes, so
but you wouldn't understand. But you don't understand why. Like you don't understand any of where that came from. Right. Whereas with Black Panther, the only thing you needed to know is the last part when they make the Winter Soldier White Wolf. That's all you need.
Well, I was hoping that they would do more to include things that are like subtle references. So, like in the last episode of She-Hulk, she even mentioned the X-Men, right? Yeah. She's talking to Kevin Feige. So Kevin. Yeah. So I'm hoping they're bringing like adamantium in, you know, just little things that are like dropping to get us like prepared for this extreme event, you know. So, because I'm not looking forward. I'm sorry. I hope they do it right, but I'm not looking forward to Fantastic Four. So.
But see, with Black Panther, you're getting Doom, Namor, of course, mutants.
Did you say Doom?
You're getting Ironheart.
How do you know we're getting Doom? They have not said.
Yeah, you might just have blown my mind if you told me that we're getting Doom on Friday.
Yeah, they're saying that.
Does she have Marvel people muted him there? Did you see that?
How did that happen? Like I just lost Specs when I wanted to hear what he was saying.
The MCU just like muted him. They're like, you can't talk about this.
You're
like Tom Holland over here.
You know when they kidnapped the Wakandans on that boat and they opening that making the machine work, that was supposed to be Doom's people, and because of that, that's what caused the Namor thing, and because Ironheart technology that's why he got mad and went to go get Ironheart.
Got you.
Because Doom used her technology to find Atlantis or whatever it's called in this movie.
Yeah. Okay.
So that.
Well, I hope they show Doom. I hope it's not just his henchman.
The ending is going to be a Doom reference or a lot because he's supposed to appear in a TV series, like straight up. I don't know which series they said.
Well, and then there's also they're doing the Iron Wars.
I don't think Doom would be in Iron Wars.
I mean, he was infamous Iron Man.
Not Doom Wars though. Like Doom Wars is, Doom Wars. Iron
he
Wars
fights Iron Man. I mean, there's no reason why Doom can't appear. He's got his own. What is it? Latveria?
Yeah.
I mean, so I assume that's where they're taking the Wakandans, if in that reference and on the boat. So then we get the introduction of his whole little fiefdom, you know, and that's its entire environment. So if they're building that, then it's a setup for later.
Yeah. Also, Ironheart took over Latveria for a minute too. So I mean, I don't know.
That's in the comics, so we can't. If we
Oh,
don't know
God.
anything about the MCU, they do not follow the comics. So,
She-Hulk
Well,
was
all right.
pretty
So
based.
I'll tell you. Can I tell you guys something fun from New York Comic Con? The guy that did the cover artwork for the Secret Wars original series in the 80s, right? Where it's like the Black Spider-Man cover, that whole thing. He was telling me that he's really, because they didn't consult him on the new Secret Wars series. And and he's frustrated that they've did this whole multiverse thing, that he just straight up said to me, he goes, I could fix this. We could fix this. They just got to go back in time and wipe out all that stuff and just make my version of Secret Wars, which of course he would be happy to have happen.
But he's a cover artist though.
Yeah, but he did all of them, you know what I mean? So it's like, that's his claim to fame. It's kind of like, it's like when the colorists chime in on story and they want to do red and blue Superman. And it's like, that's...
Hey.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Hey, speaking of red and blue Superman, do any of y'all read Superman?
No.
Not regularly, but it's like, what happened this time with Lex Luthor?
Apparently, John Kent has more powers or something, because I don't know if I've seen a panel or what, but it looks like he does that little blue form that Clark did back in New 52.
Oh, yeah. Wait, but that was like a stronger suit or something?
No, when Clark did it, he got split in half. But I don't know what's going on with John, though.
Well, but what would be more powers than like whatever Superman's got? Like, how is he more powerful?
Because he half human.
Was he like Spock now? I don't understand.
He's like Superboy. I mean, like, Superboy. He's half human and half.
Yeah, but being half human shouldn't get you more powers.
Yeah, but Superboy's a test tube baby.
Yeah, that's true. Superboy was a test tube baby.
Yeah. I want to see a fight though between John and Connor though. I do want to see that fight.
John and Clark?
John and Connor.
Oh, because I was like, it'd be like Invincible if it was John and Clark. I mean,
nah, Clark would definitely just rip him in half. But Connor and John would be a good fight because Connor has some psychic power going on. And John got
the heat vision.
His weird stuff going on with no capes,
Connor doesn't wear a cape.
Neither does Superboy.
What?
No, I'm thinking about the one with the black jacket.
Yeah, that's Connor.
Oh, sorry. Let me clarify here. I don't read Superman.
Yeah, he doesn't wear the black t-shirt no more. See, if you read Young Justice, you know why he don't wear the black t-shirt no more. He's back to his regular colors. See, if you read Young Justice.
Yeah. Oh, so these stories where they change the costumes must be like color people's dreams. So they really get into it. It's like superhero fashion week.
Not really.
Hey, but what I was gonna say, I lost my train of thought.
It left the station with.
I found out. Okay, 2 weeks ago, I said, "Hey, I'm gonna read Shadow War." Now I found out what's going on with Robin and Tim Drake.
All right.
Oh yeah, update that.
Yeah. So
please.
Yeah. So of course, Robin don't want to be Robin no more. So, Damian doesn't want to be Robin no more, as we already knew. He's doing the same thing that Nightwing did back in the day, basically. Yeah. So I don't know. He's gonna go to his Batman Beyond storyline, or what's going on. But that's how Tim and Drake got the mantle of Robin back, because again, nobody wants to be it.
And there has to be a Robin to be Batman.
Yeah, but DC at the same time don't know what they're doing, and now they're marketing Duke and Robin in two different things now. So is Duke gonna be Robin, or is Tim Drake gonna be Robin?
I mean, it'd be a cold day, but
right?
They have a lot of extra Batman type characters. They might be considering like taking some of them out, or at least getting rid of them, like all the Robins.
Or they could even make a whole book and nothing but other Batman and call it something like Batman Incorporated.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
because you have all the variations.
But Duke,
Never
but
mind,
Duke's
John.
Robin in the webtoons. He's Robin in this cartoon series with an actual Robin outfit. It's freaking insane.
Well, DC doesn't make sense. I don't think the animators talk to the comic book people. Apparently.
No.
And what else?
Although I
Duke's,
love Nightwing, I think
Robin
Nightwing should always have his own book.
White Knight. Isn't he Robin in White Knight too?
I don't know who's Robin. They haven't, in at least the book I've read, there isn't a Robin.
In a White Knight?
Well, I'm in the White Knight universe, like later on, where I'm in now.
Because he got pulled to be a Robin, and he's like, I'm not wearing them tights. And I think he has like a Robin outfit, but I don't know whose Robin he is. I don't know. I assume Bruce, but I don't know. Or Azrael.
But that's another timeline.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
also,
they keep putting him as a Robin. Like clearly they said he would never be a Robin. He's Signal or whatever he's going by, and they keep marking him as a Robin. I don't know. I hate it.
Well, Specs, let me ask you a question. Do you think that there's a curse on the Robin character since, you know, the idea of what keeps happening to Robin, or the very least of how many people are disinterested in it? Do you think there's an attitude about it like that? Like taking on the mantle of Robin?
People love Damian and Damian and Super Sons and stuff like that. And people like Robin in Young Justice TV show. Whoever, if it's Dick or is it Tim, we don't know. But
I think originally it was Dick, because then when he becomes Nightwing, then I think it's Tim.
Well,
yeah, the stick thing and
Jason Todd
always confused me.
They always skip over Jason Todd because he was only Robin for this long.
Yeah, nobody likes Jason Todd.
Nobody likes Jason Todd.
Not as Robin, but everyone loves Red Hood.
That's true.
Yeah, because he got guns. Everybody loves guns.
Yeah. Well, I don't like Bucky, but I like Winter Soldier. You know.
Because why? He got a gun.
Because he's got a metal arm. What are you talking about? I mean, because why? Yeah, he's got guns. He's got metal arms.
And he kills people. What do you do
yeah, give him the super serum, and you suddenly got a guy that can't get laid. You know. But yeah, I mean the nature of Robin has always been in the guy's shadow, so I can see why eventually each one of the characters wants to escape.
But Tim Drake, he likes Robin. Like, if you read like Robin Eternal was a great book and future state to me because it showed him how capable he is. And I seen a page. I don't know if it's an old page or when it was, but he gave Tim the same speech he gave Dick about being like running the Justice League. So I don't know, was that an old page I seen or what? But I mean, makes sense because Nightwing doesn't want to run the Justice League. He wants to do the Titans. So Tim Drake's not doing nothing. That nobody who cares about the outsiders. So it makes sense him being, you know, the new head of Justice League.
I wonder if Batman just feels like a babysitter at this point. You know, or like the yeah. He's the headmaster of the orphanage.
Yeah, headmaster.
Yeah. And he's just got to keep checking in with people and disciplining. You know.
Yeah, what happened to Alfred's daughter, niece, whoever she was? Daughter.
Oh, she's a bat person too?
I haven't seen her since the Jim Gordon stuff. When Jim Gordon was Batman.
Oh, well, that makes sense, actually. I mean, on some level, I can imagine Jim Gordon like having to take it over, but not as like an actually being able to be Batman, just as like a decoy.
No, he was Batman.
He had the Batman Beyond suit on.
Well, he wore like this skin tight thing, and he shaved off his mustache and his hair. He was bald, and then he had this Batman mech that he would.
Oh, I see. So that made him.
Yeah, because a company after Bruce died, a company bought all the rights to Batman.
Okay, I feel you. What about that?
But you know, I am interested in Batman Incorporated because I've been following Clown Hunter because trying to figure out where he's gonna go.
Yeah, that's why I like. Who's the guy in charge of it? I always get his name mixed up, so I don't want to.
Ghost Hunter.
Ghost Hunter.
Ghost Killer. Whatever his name is.
Yeah. Ghost Hunter or something. Yeah, Ghost Killer or something. I don't know.
Ghost Maker. That's it.
Ghost Maker. I always want to call him Orphan Maker, and I know that's not it.
Yeah, that's another character nobody cares about.
Yeah, but Ghost Maker.
Isn't there also a Widowmaker?
I don't know, but Ghost Maker is Batman if he killed people. Literally, that's who he is.
Oh, Punisher?
When they introduced, well, no, because in DC he's literally Batman that kills people because they were trained together. Every place Bruce went to train, he was there training. So they like grew up together training. So they went through the same training, and then they made that deal at the end that he wouldn't come into Gotham, and then Bruce wouldn't mess with him until he comes to Gotham.
Hey, what's funny? In Shadow War, they said that Ghostmaker had his own Catwoman. Yeah, the chick that Talia al Ghul hired was.
Yeah.
Oh, I got
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
So they could run with that too. Create a bunch of different cat people, or like each of the villains could, because whatever, you got Joker having his universe in his own way. So I just figure you can expand that if they wanted to.
Oh, that was
like
one of the
daughter,
things
man.
I wanted to, but it's not actually Joker's daughter. It's Harvey Dent's niece. But anywho, that's who she really is. She's Two-Face's niece, but she calls herself the Joker's daughter.
Oh, that's cold.
There was something else that came about this week that I just remembered about. There's been rumors that they're going to make Harley Quinn a trans woman.
Well, I know they just did the cartoon where she kissed Poison Ivy, so they have it now that she's gay.
Well, that's been.
But like putting her in the LGBTQ community officially with that show allows it to keep like expanding and playing with it in different ways. I don't really think anybody in the audience is going to trip that hard because Harley Quinn has been introduced so well to be, I don't know, a free spirit, if you will. I don't know what the right term is.
Yeah.
So,
but I think
like open-minded free spirit.
Yeah, I think it would too. Like her whole past would be like. So you're saying the Joker's kind of.
Well, I mean, that doesn't mean anything necessarily.
It's not even Joker. It's so many other characters.
Yeah, there's Dick. Like it messes up with everything.
Like so many other characters will go downhill. Like with Batman, Nightwing, Joker.
She's been around.
Yeah, Poison Ivy. Well, that makes Poison Ivy straight now. Like
if it's transitioning from a woman to a man, then she could have all of that history.
No, they're saying that. Oh, no, I'm sorry, that she's a trans woman.
So she's transitioning from man to. So the whole backstory is that somehow she fooled all them. Let's just hope that's.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying.
Mm. Yeah, that would leave a lot of questions around the Justice League table for everybody to talk about.
Yeah, I just don't understand that.
I think Batman would have to go to the Fortress of Solitude for a while and really have a deep think.
Maybe we'd understand why the Joker went crazy.
An alternate universe type thing.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like that.
But
I mean, there's no reason why you couldn't have like one chromosome change itself, and you've seen that with like Loki, if it's an alternate.
Well, he's also a god, so he's not really male or female,
or an alligator, or crocodile.
Exactly.
Sorry.
So
that would be interesting the way you guys described it. Sorry, I thought it might have been the other way around because they could have totally kept the whole history if she decided to suddenly become.
That would.
And then it would just be like a really effeminate,
So we just had an hour-long intro. It was good conversation, but we do need to get to our countdown. The 31 days of Halloween countdown. I'm just going to go over the first, how many? 21, 22 movies that we did. It'd be numbers 11 through 31. Or we're going to go backwards. Let me just add them to this stream here. So number 31 was The Evil Dead. Number 30 was 13 Ghosts, which is actually on right now if you want to watch it on AMC, but you can wait. Final Destination is number 29. And I think we talked that this is probably the whole 5 movies combined, not just the first movie. Right?
That's nice of you.
Number 28 is The Omen. Number 27 is Wes Craven's New Nightmare, which I just realized when I was watching something the other day that the little boy that plays Nancy's son in this movie is also one who plays Gage on Pet Sematary. So there you go. The original Pet Sematary, not that horrible one they did a couple years ago. Number 26 was Frailty. 25 was The Blair Witch Project, which somehow Jonathan likes the sequels more than the original, which we're not going to. Number 24 is The Birds. Number 23, Jeepers Creepers, which I actually watched right before the show. So I finally seen it. Paranormal Activity is number 22. Cabin in the Woods, number 21. I still haven't seen it. Oh, that's the wrong one. We don't want to go to this week's, do we? No, that is this. Why is it backwards? I don't know. The Exorcist is number 20. Number 19 is The Descent. Crawl is number. Why am I?
Who voted for this 18? One?
I believe it was Phil.
Okay, yeah, because I didn't see Crawl, but I heard it was really freaky.
I don't know. It's
right
now. It's an alligator in the crawl space. That's all I know.
Yeah, it worked perfectly in the last couple weeks.
Yeah. Number 17 is The Babadook. And number 16 was It, and I think we decided it was actually the original and the new 2-part movie. I preferred the original one with Tim Curry. Some younger people like the new one. Number 15 is Hellraiser. Have any of you watched the new movie on that place yet? On Hulu?
That's the plan. I'm going to watch it after this show.
Nice. It makes me want a puzzle box, to say that. Number 14 is The Lost Boys. Number 13 is Get Out, which I still haven't seen. I don't know. Is it really a horror movie?
Absolutely.
It's like
a race. Yeah, it's like a racist invasion of the body snatchers. Definitely got like thriller elements, but it gets to a point where I was scared for the guy, you know. But it's also really comedic, you know.
Yeah. And number 12 is Saw. And I just saw if you've never seen Saw, they'll all be on Hulu starting November 1st or November 2nd, all but Jigsaw. Jigsaw is the only one that will not be on there.
Is Spiral?
No. Oh, Spiral's the newest one, right? That's the one that's not going to be on.
Yeah, okay.
They said whatever that newest one was. And number 11 is A Nightmare on Elm Street 4. Jonathan's number 1 movie, I will add.
Yeah, scared the hell out of me as a kid. Like, there's a scene where like this girl's working out in her dream, and Freddy pushes down on like the bar, and she's afraid of cockroaches, but her elbow breaks, and out comes little feelers, and he turns her into a cockroach in her dream, and that freaked me out for weeks as a little kid. But it was a good idea. All the one girl that survives had to put on like clothing and elements of all of her friends to use the power of their spirits to fight Freddy.
Very cool. So that brings us to the top 10. And for the top 10, we're not just going to run down the list.
Oh, no.
We're actually going to watch the trailers. So we're going to give you numbers 10 through 6 this week. And next week we'll get into the top 5. So our very next movie, let me bring it up. Number 10 on the list is Trick or Treat. So let's go ahead. We're going to see if I can actually bring this up right. I should have done this beforehand, but I'm too slow. So we're going to maybe bring up this trailer and see if it'll actually work. Let me make sure it's actually up and playing because I don't want to show a commercial again. Okay, so let's go here.
Don't go in there.
This is the one night.
Don't forget your costume.
All sorts of things. Roam free.
The Halloween School Bus Massacre.
Be quiet.
Why?
You'll bother the neighbors.
Okay.
Wait. There's another tradition. Always check your candy.
We have to get out of here. Weird voices. Over here.
I hate Halloween.
Wow.
Wow.
Whoa.
So I probably
All
actually
right.
seen this movie, but I probably
You might have actually.
intoxicated.
Yeah. That sounds like the kind of movie to do that.
Wow. I mean,
That was fun.
the time frame, yeah, I probably would have seen it, but it looks familiar, but yeah, blur.
Yeah, I love some of the
That's
quotes
wild.
on the trailer. Like one of the best horror movies I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
I think it looks very campy. It was just,
Anna Paquin, you know, she does her thing.
Little Red Riding Hood.
I mean, yeah. See, what's funny about this movie is I literally just watched a campy like holiday horror film thing called The Curse of Hollow Ridge, and it's I don't know where it's on Hulu, and it had Marlon Wayans and Kelly Rowland and the little girl from Stranger Things that wants to eat all the ice cream and hides in the but it's really ridiculous. All of the I don't know, the Halloween decorations in the town come to life, you know, and they have like a giant spider wrap them in like fake cobweb, and they have all this stuff. But it's like that's a funny children's movie basically around Halloween with Marlon Wayans doing like fun little quips like Eddie Murphy in Haunted Mansion. This movie is trying to be scary.
Yeah, I guess. I do like the main character. Like I see him a lot of times, for decorating, not really decorating, but you get a place like Spencer's and all that, and they'll have that character.
Oh,
I remember
that's cool.
when my son was little, he was scared to death of it.
Not creepy at all.
No, it's not like a little kid dressed as a scarecrow or anything with a round head.
There's a woman that dressed her kid up for the Comic-Con as Chucky. And I was like, you're traumatizing this kid if he finds out.
Yeah. So we'll move on to number 9. I'm sorry, I was counting the wrong way. Number 9 is Poltergeist. So we're going to go ahead and watch the trailer. Now, this movie is from what is it? A long time ago. When I was a kid, I think it was out. In the 80s,
like late 80s.
probably. So we're going to go ahead and watch this trailer. I think we actually all might have voted for this. This is how it probably got into the top 10. So let's bring that up. I got to find the right one. There should be a much easier way to do this, but no. And it was PG-13. Wow.
We didn't know where else to go.
That's
We
amazing,
took a-
actually.
Here. Maddie was the first one to notice things.
Mom, how will you get here?
Is this the right one?
Look at a new one.
Oh, that's a new one.
Yeah.
was
What in the heck? All right. We ain't going to watch that trailer because that's the wrong one. And that's the only one I could find today. So I was like, wait, that doesn't look like the same people.
Well, we could keep watching it. I mean, I'm interested in seeing how they redid it because it's probably a lot of the same effects, like the same shots, the tree, the TV. You know, like if you watch the remake of The Omen with Liev Schreiber, there's many similarities and parallels.
Let me see if my computer is going to cooperate.
Did you pick Poltergeist, Specs?
I believe so.
Yeah, we just watched this the other day on AMC.
Yeah, Craig T. Nelson is in it, right? And he was also in The Hills Have Eyes. And I don't know what's wrong with his agent, but he gets him some really creepy roles. I mean, he's not creepy in the movies, but the movies are insane.
Anyways, it was 1982 is when this movie came out. So
there you go.
Steven Spielberg.
The house looks just like the one next to it. And the one next to that. And the one next to that.
One of these days I'll hit the right button.
A young couple live in it.
Give Ken a kiss.
You are so obnoxious.
With their 3 children. And something more.
They're here.
Sweetie, remember last night? Do you remember when you woke up and you said you were here?
Uh-huh.
Well, who did you meet? Who's here?
TV people.
Something's funny going on here next door. Something,
We were wondering if maybe you had experienced any disturbances.
what kind of disturbances?
I don't know what hovers over this house. I've never sensed anything like it.
That thing is in there with my baby.
You're hungry.
Now Steven Spielberg crosses a frightening new threshold into a world within our own. Its form is revealed.
What is it?
Its focus is clear. And the games are over. Poltergeist. It knows what scares you.
Where are we at? Oh, I don't want
The
that.
house looks just like the one next to it.
All right. Now
And the
I'm
one next to that.
ticking me off. Stop. Okay. All right, there we are. Let's bring. For some reason, this thing does not want to stay up.
Never saw the trailer, but I just saw the movie. That's actually a really great trailer.
Yeah, it doesn't tell you anything about the movie.
Well, it's effective in getting you to be, because it's a Steven Spielberg movie, and like the people at the time I have to assume the 80s were his heyday. So probably people are just excited.
Well, he's going. They're trying to give him Fantastic Four.
Give him what?
Fantastic Four.
Oh no! It's that's like giving him Lost World. He's gonna ruin it.
Hey, he did Jurassic Park.
Yeah, that was great. Anytime he did so Ready Player One was awful and Lost World was awful, and I feel like anytime he adapts stuff, except for like examples like Jurassic Park, it's not great. But that's just my opinion. Like in the book that Michael Crichton wrote for The Lost World, it was supposed to be a movie, and like Steven Spielberg just did his own thing. But like back in the day when it was like Jaws and Poltergeist and that era, E.T., I felt like Steven Spielberg was just like going through like a list of things that scared him or wanted to make a movie about. And we got this one, So what did you guys think of the original Poltergeist?
I just watched it again. Like I remember it when I was little. And of course you have two famous lines from it. The one, "They're here." And then at the end, when you see that little short lady, and she's talking about the house, and "This house is clean."
Yeah.
But I just remember that this film was like cursed. The little girl died not shortly after the film was made. That lady who cleaned their house, she passed away. There was all kinds of accidents on the set. It just was a very
and they still made sequels.
Yeah, exactly.
The third one in the city, the Poltergeist, where it was like in a skyscraper, that actually for some reason scared me more, because the premise of like being safe in civilization is always like there for me for some reason. But then they just flipped it on its head, because it didn't matter which floor you went to, the Poltergeist was going to find you in the city.
Yeah. Well, I think also like in '82, like our TVs were starting to become a big thing, and that spirits could come through our TV and kill us. It was like,
well, I mean, and it revived itself with The Ring. I think like The Ring to me was a little bit of an homage to Poltergeist, and like the TV can attack you.
Yeah.
And also The Grudge.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the Ring and The Grudge are both Japanese horror movies that were remade. I know.
I mean, they could have been inspired.
Ringu. Yeah.
And Grudge 2, the Grudge 2 though was in a skyscraper, and that tripped me up. Was when they did that one.
All right. Well, we'll move on to number 8. Just happens to be a movie we just mentioned, The Ring.
The Ring? Like plural?
No, this is not the first one. The Ring.
No. Oh. Did you like The Rings?
Not The Rings. Not Ring 2. All right. Well, we're going
Ringo, the original.
Yeah, the Ringu.
Yeah, I watched the original.
Okay. Making sure it was working. So no, don't play yet, you stupid thing. Oh, I'm really starting to hate YouTube. Let me just say that, okay? All right, let's share this. There should be a much easier way to do this, but there's not.
What's wrong with her? Did you see it in here? It looks like she's sleeping. Did you see it in your head? She talks to you? Were you that died on the same night?
I see them.
The images on the tape, they're leading us somewhere. She show you the horses. You saw it. Show me. Did you see it in your head? She shows me things.
Everyone will suffer.
Before you die, you see the ring. You see the ring. You see the ring. You see the ring. You saw it.
Okay, so that was The Ring. So I don't know what you guys remember from this movie. I remember seeing it in the theater when it first came out. I used to go every Tuesday and watch movies because the theater where I lived had cheap movies on Tuesdays. So I might have been like one of the only people in the theater watching it. And I don't know if at the end it actually shows you the whole video. All right. And
Yeah, it does.
and then right after I went, like as soon as it was over, I got up to leave and my phone rang.
Oh,
And I
that's
was
not
like,
creepy.
Nope.
Not doing it.
Nope. Not
Well,
answering this call.
The Ring did a great thing, I think, as far as like starting the whole like jump shock kind of scare thing. I mean, it revived it a bit, but it made people like happen. Like when the girl was in the closet, right? It was just for like a flash. You saw the girl being all ugly and contorted, and then you don't see it, so it like stays in your head. And like similar to like whatever we were talking about, like Silent Hill had moments like that. And I think like The Ring did a really good job of like building the suspense so that when you were scared of a little girl whose hair was over her face like a metal show or something. How did that happen? They did a really good job making you. I'm like, get away from me. Any girl who's fully wet in the rain, I'm just letting them hang out now after that movie. I'm sorry. But it did, and it also brought back the whole thing with being afraid of the TV, like we mentioned in Poltergeist.
Yeah. Where she crawls out of the TV all like contorted and
Wait, are you guys Doctor Who fans, by the way?
Yes.
So about the Weeping Angels, right?
Yes.
Right. So that's the only other thing that I wanted to say that reminded me in The Ring was something like, we lost Specs because of Doctor Who. But the
you
Weeping
mentioned
Angels,
Doctor Who and Specs is like, I'm out.
They come out of the TV also in there, and it was like I'm totally just reliving The Ring. Anyways, what's the next trailer?
All right, our number 7 movie is Nightmare on Elm Street, the original. So it's been a while since I saw this trailer, so we're gonna have some fun. Takes me a second. Here we go. All right, where's it at? Oh, hold on, it's got to load in for some reason.
The kids of Elm Street don't know it yet, but something is coming to get them.
There's something out there, isn't there?
You just see cuts happen.
What did that, Lieutenant?
I don't know.
Tina!
There's a coroner got to say.
He's in the jar and puking since he saw it.
They're gonna kill me for sure.
Did you do it?
There was somebody else there.
He was locked in a room with a girl who went in alive and came out in a rubber bag.
No one knows where it came from or who it will visit next.
Nancy? There's something wrong with you. You're imagining things.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Do you believe in the boogeyman?
No.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
No!
She's the only one who can stop it. If she fails,
I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy.
no one will survive. From Wes Craven, director of The Hills Have Eyes and Last House on the Left, a new masterpiece in fantasy terror, Nightmare on Elm Street.
There we go. I had to find us. So, A Nightmare on Elm Street. No, now Jonathan left. He didn't want to talk. It scared him so bad. He heard the 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. And
Yeah,
it scared him away.
this
This one-
trailer, like you said, I don't think I ever seen like these movies are so old. I get them confused with the newer ones or the sequels. But
Yeah.
the trailer, the scenes was used in so much other movies or comedy skits and stuff like that. It's funny to see it that this was a horror movie, but it's been in so many SNL skits or Mad TV or In Living Color skits or other movies. Family Guy, you know, it just seemed comical.
Yeah. Well, I think this was like the original one. I remember seeing this when I was a kid, and you see that scene where he's walking down the alley and his arms are like super stretched out, and that's like the first time you see Freddy in the movie, and it freaked me out. I mean, what year did this come out? Like 82, something around there. So I wasn't even like 10 years old at the time. So it was I wasn't 82. That means I'd have been like 8 years old. So yeah, I probably shouldn't have been watching it at 8 years old, but how about you, John? You seem to be the Nightmare on Elm Street aficionado. Now he doesn't want to talk to us or see us. Jonathan.
His Airbnb host, he has to cut it off.
Yeah, I guess. I really wanted to hear his memories of this, but I don't know what the heck's going on with him. If he's around, if he's coming.
I mean, I think he went outside to smoke. I think it takes him a while to go from inside to outside or something like that.
Let's see if he's still alive.
Hello, I made it. Sorry, you guys. I lost your audio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sure.
No. So, Jonathan, Nightmare on Elm Street, the original.
Yeah, one of Johnny Depp's greatest roles. I don't think the human body has that much blood from when he died, by the way, that like burst out of the bed or whatever it was.
Yeah.
It definitely, I think it's similar to like to Friday the 13th for me, where the feeling of the environment and the scare around the idea of Freddy was much scarier than Freddy actually. You know, and then like since then it just proceeded to get campier and campier with each other film. But this particular film did a really good job making you feel afraid to go to sleep.
Yes, because we all have nightmares, and now we're
right.
like, oh my god, we could get killed in our nightmares, and we'll die in real life.
How much different was this one from the remake?
Oh, the remake is totally different.
Yeah, and they changed the whole storyline around where he was like a pedophile. Yeah.
It doesn't feel right, actually. In that
really?
one.
So
yeah, it makes that remake makes you feel dirty. Like it's like he was
I mean, like in a way they kind of made Freddy creepier, you know. And I don't know.
Like all the kids are kids that he molested, and he comes back and haunts their dreams, and it's just
I mean, like so they tease at some of that backstory in like the later Freddy's, like when was it Freddy's Dead, the one where it was supposed to be his daughter comes to see him in the town, and in that one they do like flashbacks to him like beating his daughter and beating his wife and having like this sort of like horrific personality. Doesn't mean that he was like this terrible pedophile character that like is now haunting people from the from beyond the grave in your dreams. That's what the remake was.
See, I thought it was. I didn't think he was actually one. I thought they lied on him. That's why he came back and had him and killed him in the dream.
No, because that's why. Like he always liked Nancy, and she even says about him. He would take them to this place in the basement. Yeah, they pretty much tell you that he molested those kids.
Yeah, it's not the same. I mean, I don't know, and I think because of that, it makes the character seem a little less appealing, because all the other Freddys, they still, even though he's an asshole and he's a killer, something about his humor and the nature of how he killed people, it didn't make you feel so filthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
but I do like. Well, I do like how they use this actress later on, and the way that she actually became a better actress. I feel like.
What's her name?
Oh, well, whoever played Nancy.
Langenkamp's her last name.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Yeah, that was. This was probably. I think it might have been. I don't have my list beside me, but I think this might have been my number one, or if not, it was definitely in my top 3.
Yeah, I think it's your number 1.
Yeah, because this movie freaked me out as a kid. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, but if you get a chance on Netflix, they have this show, The Movies That Made Us.
Yeah.
And last year they did one about horror movies, and one of the ones they talk about this movie, and that scene that you said about the blood shooting up. That was. They actually had a room, and they used it in the same thing with the girl, and she goes up to the roof.
Oh
There
yeah,
was a
she's on
room
the ceiling.
the roof would spin. I mean, the room would spin.
Oh, that's cool.
So when they did the blood scene, they turned it upside down, and they had this guy was standing on the top and would pump. He had this pump that would shoot the blood out. Well, they didn't think that there was a light, like a ceiling light, there.
Right.
And electricity will travel through water.
Right.
And he's up there using the machine, and he's getting shocked like crazy.
Oh my God.
While he was.
Wow, there's a story for you.
Yeah. So you learn all kinds of crap about it. And like this movie saved New Line Cinema.
Absolutely.
It was and it bombed in the theaters. It did not do well in the theaters. It wasn't until VHS, so it came out in home video, that it became like a big hit.
And New Line just like lived off the Freddy films, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was like out of a guy's New Line was actually working out of a guy's garage, is what at the time of this.
Wow.
That this came out. So
good for him. He went on to make Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. So number 6, I decided we would, because it's a movie that was an older movie and a newer movie, and I know some of us like the newer one and some of us like the older one, so we're just going to go with them both. So we have number 6, Dawn of the Dead, the 2004 version, and the 1978 version. We're going to watch both of these trailers, and then we're going to talk about them.
Are they the same almost?
Pretty much, and you'll see that in the trailer. There's an actual line that is almost verbatim in both movies, and they're both in the trailer. So let me close these, get them out of my way. Okay.
You should have found a side-by-side comparison video on YouTube of it.
Yeah, but it's all right. We're going to watch the original one first, from 1978.
Cool.
As long as it loads okay.
In 1968, George Romero brought us Night of the Living Dead. It became the classic horror film of its time.
Not that room! Not that room!
Now, George Romero brings us the most intensely shocking motion picture experience for all times.
It gets up and kills. The people it kills get up and kill. This situation must be controlled before it's too late. They are multiplying too rapidly.
Dawn of the Dead.
Meet me on the roof at 9 o'clock. Get out.
I don't believe
We're
it.
gonna
What?
get out in the chopper. We've got to survive. Somebody's got to survive.
They kill for one reason. They kill for food. They eat their victims.
Imagine, if you will, that something has gone terribly wrong.
Shoot it, man.
Now, accept the fact that there's no escaping the horrible consequences. George Romero brings back the dead. Night of the Living Dead has ended. Dawn of the Dead is here.
We must not be lulled by the concept that these are our family members or our friends. They are not. They will not respond to such emotions.
Operator dead. Post abandoned. We may never get out alive. It's everywhere. What the hell is it? Looks like a Shopping center, one of those big indoor malls.
What are they doing? Why do they come here?
Some kind of instinct, memory, what they used to do. This was an important place in their lives.
What is it?
We've got a war.
I'm afraid.
We have spawned our own savagery. Soon it will consume us all. It is a horrible, hauntingly accurate vision of the mindless excesses of a society gone mad.
They must be destroyed on sight.
When there is no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth.
We are down to the line, folks. We are down to the line.
Dawn of the dead.
Now let's switch to the new one, or newer one, I guess.
Is it a virus? Is it a virus?
We don't know.
How does it spread? Is it airborne?
Airborne is a possibility. We don't know.
Is this an international health hazard or a military concern?
Both.
If you live in Racine County, there is no information available at this time. Please stay inside and lock all doors.
Are these people alive or dead?
Hold him down!
We don't know.
What are they?
I don't know. Why are they coming here?
Memory, maybe. Instinct. Maybe they're coming for us.
Is it a virus?
Okay.
The actual trailer for the first one was better. It got you more into the movie. But the actual like stuff that happened in the second one, like not the second trailer, but the actual film was better. The first film was like more like a slow burn almost.
You also have to remember, one is 1978. I was 4 years old. And the other one's 2004. Yeah, George Romero does the first one. So
Zack Snyder did the second one. So they're very different.
And when I watched the first one, I know all those places personally. Like I have been there many a times. So even when they're flying outside the mall and you can see the parking lot, I'm like, oh, there's Penny's. That's the entrance to Penny's.
So would you consider Army of Dead a sequel?
Yeah.
Yes. They're all like, if you look on the trailer, the poster for the first one, it even shows you on the side, it says, that, we've had Night of the Living Dead and now it's the Dawn. And then after the Dawn of the Dead was Day of the Dead. And then they did
Shaun
then
of
you
the
have
Dead.
yeah,
Well,
then you have then you also have the Return of the Living Dead and Return of the Living Dead. It branches off there, from Night of the Living Dead. But they're still all in that Living Dead universe.
Yeah, the one with John Leguizamo was that Day of the Dead?
Yeah,
the last George Romero one.
They got Island too, right?
Say that again.
Island of the Dead. Is that a movie?
I don't remember.
One more time. Oh,
Island of the Dead.
Oh, Island of the Dead. Yeah, I mean, it's probably they've had a zillion zombie movies, but they're not all in the same universe. Like this one, and Night of the Living Dead, and Day of the Dead, and Army of the Dead, in a sense, could technically be said to be part of the same.
Because they're all part of the George Romero,
right? Or given the George Romero blessing.
Yeah.
You know?
There was a new book came out a couple of years ago, and one of the comics that we will be covering here really quick soon. The guy who wrote that actually finished the George Romero book. I don't remember which of the Dead it is, but then a couple years ago for Marvel, there was a City of the Dead. It was like a trilogy of comics, and that one was George Romero, and that takes place in New York City, but it also has vampires.
Well, the remake gave me zombie nightmares when I saw that in theaters. I was literally having these dreams where it was just before the dawn when people would become zombies, and I was always trying to save somebody before the zombies started. I remember one time it was zombie Boy Scouts, and I had to save my brother. And it's just I don't know what happened or why this movie. I mean, because I was a grown man, I was having actual crazy zombie nightmares. But the only other thing I'll say about George Romero, how he influenced film. He made a point of always having sound, music, sound effects, something in the bed for all of us. So there's never any silence. There might be dialogue happening, but even under the dialogue, there's some music usually. And that he said there can never. You want the movie to be an entire immersive experience, and to do that, you have to have the audience always listening to whatever it is, to help create that tone.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, fun film fact for you. But yeah, I also like obviously the influence of Dawn of the Dead and Night of the Living Dead. There wouldn't be a Walking Dead without it. There wouldn't be World War Z. So there wouldn't be Marvel zombies.
Yeah. I don't even think zombies. I think George Romero invented the whole genre of zombies, as we know it, where they're these flesh-eating, and if you get bit by them, you get turned into one.
Well, I think it was a Dracula era movie that came out 1930s, 40s that did it, but I can't think of the name of it.
Well, I mean, the idea of coming back from the dead is, not to be weird, but and I don't know. This is the first time where it's turned into a creepy thing versus a Christian thing.
Yeah.
And how they come back. It's pretty fascinating.
Yeah, I can't think of the movie, but I think it's the Curse of the Mummy or something. They went to Egypt and messed with some tomb, and they came back.
Yeah, but it wasn't like that. It wasn't like zombies who would bite you and eat you and bring you back to life.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you could say Jason the Argonauts had the skeletons that came back to life, if you want to be like that. But yeah, there was also Clive Barker's Masters of Horror TV series on Showtime, and George Romero did an episode where it was zombies during the 1700s, and this one woman, she was keeping her zombie baby alive. And that was really weird. He did this whole scene where she had sex with a zombie in a graveyard surrounded by other zombies. I was like, this is George Romero's final sort of kiss to the zombie genre, because he had already made Day of the Dead before this. And I'm like, I bet he's been waiting a long ass time to do zombie sex, And it was funny because the whole episode has this baby and a guy who's coming to just a regular guy who's I don't know if he's a detective or a journalist or whatever, but in the 1700s, he's in this cabin in the woods observing this woman, and she says she's got this problem, and he witnesses her go out in the cemetery, and he follows her, and then when he comes back to the house at one point, she's feeding the baby. It looks like she's feeding the baby again, But she's like, well, no, he hasn't eaten yet. And then she throws the baby at the guy, who then bites the guy. You know,
I just love how those zombies just have blue paint. They're just blue makeup.
Yeah, totally.
But a little side note, Tom Savini is in this movie. If you know who Tom Savini is, he plays the biker guy, where you see them handing out guns at one point in the trailer. Tom Savini is like the godfather of special effects and makeup.
Yeah, he was great in Dusk Till Dawn.
Yes, and then one of his prized pupils at his school in Pittsburgh is Greg Nicotero, who started out doing the special effects on The Walking Dead. But
that explains everything.
Yeah, that's where
they all come. You know what's crazy about The Walking Dead is they never stop coming up with great new ways to kill zombies. And even within the ways that they kill zombies, I look at a lot of it as a nice, respectful homage to George Romero and all that work they did.
Yeah, we get to separate the brain from the body. That was like a George Romero thing. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's way better than Z Nation. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. One thing with The Walking Dead that I always laugh is like, boy, when you become a zombie, your skull must get really soft.
Yeah,
they can take a stick and poke it right through your skull.
Yeah, they can take a long toothpick.
Yeah. So, but anyways, that is.
I think they literally crushed somebody's head on Walking Dead before. I think.
Yeah.
They just grabbed it and just kept going to the pop.
So that brings us to our top 5. We will be revealing those top 5 movies next week. Hopefully, you guys will enjoy our top 5, and I'm sure there'll be people who don't, and they'll let us know, because they'll say you forgot this movie, you forgot that movie, or that movie does not deserve to be number 1. But I think we're okay with our number 1 movie. Actually, all of them are good. I realize there is a movie we're missing, and we'll talk about it after we reveal the last.
Like honorable mention.
Yeah, it's like a movie I noticed. I was like, oh, we went through 31 movies and that one's not on there. That's kind of lame. So we'll have to mention it.
I do want to say one thing, because Phil brought it up, but we never got to do it, which was like the movies that didn't need sequels, the horror films.
Yes.
And I don't think like that movie Warlock needed a sequel. There's certain films like that. I saw that and it was like so shitty, straight to VHS kind of as it was. I don't know if you guys had any other, like the Puppet Master or something like that, where you're like, why did this need Leprechaun in space, like stuff like that? Yeah.
Any of them. Like the first one was enough. We didn't need 12 more movies.
It's funny. Nice. They made Leprechaun 2. They made a sequel of that has nothing to do with Leprechaun 1.
Yeah, I know.
It's Leprechaun Back to the Hood.
Leprechaun Back to the Hood. I saw that whole thing. That was ridiculous.
Or wasn't there one later on in Hornswoggle from the WWE, like played the Leprechaun?
Oh yeah,
it has to be a recent one.
Yeah,
it's so like many more that it came out and people don't know about.
Yeah, I was like,
just
really
unnecessary.
On the nose, Hornswoggle being the Leprechaun. But I guess we should get to what we're actually here for, and that is to talk some comic books.
No, were we supposed to talk comic books?
I think. I mean, what the heck? We have 12 minutes, unless we go 3 hours again like we did last time.
Yeah, I don't have that kind of time. I do love talking to both of you very much.
Yeah, my phone already died. Damn.
I'm about to.
So we're gonna. We'll touch the 3 group books. And then if there's any of the other ones you read that you need to talk about, we are do that. So our first group book was, what was it? Godzilla. It had a bunch of names. What was the name of that book?
Well, it was like,
hey, everybody.
Godzilla something.
Well, I just like the book itself was fun. It was cheesy. And corny, but I just finished watching She-Hulk, and then I read this Godzilla, which is essentially breaking the fourth wall and making like Godzilla a kind of a celebrity of sorts in his own right. So I liked it. I don't know. I picked the book, so
I thought when I was reading it, it felt like the old Godzilla cartoon, which Specs probably doesn't remember. But
Yeah, with
Godzilla and Gonzuki. It kind of gave me that vibe to it.
I just love that the little kid didn't care about like his like influencers were like actually like the enemies or whatever.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
But
I like that they.
How is the old comics though? The old guys of the comics.
Well, there's been tons of them. Some of them are very serious and
right. But that's how the Ninja Turtles used to be. You know, the original Ninja Turtles, some of them were very serious actually.
Yeah, they killed.
Yeah, they killed. And like Casey Jones was a psychopath, you know.
Yeah. But I also like that they used classic characters in this book, even though you had the what are they called? Exilians,
right?
And the Planet X, and they talked about the Mothra twins. So
and the three-headed thing.
Yeah, at the end you see him. So I like how it has stuff for if you're a classic Godzilla fan, you have some stuff in there for you. And then if you're a newer person, you can jump in and you have like modern day characters, kids in high school who do a vlog about Godzilla. And,
well, this book made me think of you, James, honestly, because it's kind of how they made this crazy monster and a cute and cuddly sort of like, helper that people want to like hang out with and stuff like that. And you make, Cthulhu, and it's got that same vibe.
Not really, but yeah.
Well, no, but the way that I understand it, it's just like, why would you put this character into these spaces if you weren't sort of like having fun with it,
Yeah. So the only problem I had with the book is where was Godzilla?
Yeah, that's the idea. He's a celebrity that they talk about,
Yeah, I'm like,
you got to hit the button and it pops up on the board.
Yeah, exactly.
Do we get to see Godzilla in the next issue?
I mean, his OnlyFans is free for the next 24 hours.
There you go.
Sorry, I can't. That's a great, easy joke for Godzilla.
All right, so the next book that we did was The Approach, and that's from AWA. Whatever that company's called.
Is that an indie company? What is that? What company? What kind of company?
Yeah, it's an indie company. AWA Uprising or something it's called.
Well, that's the one with the plane, right?
Yeah.
I missed
The
that
Approach.
one. I got that Star Wars one. So
you had an extra day. You had an extra day to do homework, and you still couldn't do it. But anyway,
I'm sorry. The look of disappointment on both your faces at the same time, that's deep. I got hit hard right there, so I'm going to rethink my whole life. Thank you.
Well, The Approach, I guess we didn't really know what kind of book it was at first. It was this like little airport in the middle of nowhere. It's during a snowstorm, and this plane gets diverted to land there. They have like 4 runways. It's tiny. So the plane lands safely to get everybody off the plane. And then all of a sudden, this other small, like single-engine plane comes out of nowhere. It's not on the radar anywhere and crashes. They go out and they save the pilot out of the plane, but he's like all burnt and stuff. And so they're trying to figure out where this plane came from. And if it says that it had been missing for 27 years.
Was it a flight out of Malaysia?
I don't know, but it was missing for 27 years. So
that's a lot of gas.
Yeah. So especially in a single engine plane, like a little Cessna.
All right. Well, that's cool. Kind of reminds me of Lost then.
But so the whole time I'm expecting zombies. All right. This is just like what I'm expecting it to be. That this guy was going to be a zombie, but he wasn't a zombie. So Jonathan didn't read it, so I don't want to ruin the end. But he was not a zombie.
Okay, noted. I'll get to it. Thank you.
Do you know how many issues this book is?
I think it's 5.
Oh, wow.
Oh, so there's 4 more that we're gonna get?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes. So did you read it, Specs?
I don't remember it. I did read it.
I don't.
Like I've been trying to binge. Like it's just a blur. Like these comics, like trying to read all of them. But I did read it though. But that's why I asked, like, how long it's gonna be? Because one is gonna be like not Texas Blood, but
oh yeah, that Texas
The
Blood.
devil one.
Yeah, the one with the guy with the truck and it disappeared in the snow.
Yeah, that just takes forever.
The Texas
Yeah.
Blood. Well, the next
That's not
issue
Texas
of
Blood.
that Texas
No,
Blood.
it's not Texas Blood. Texas Blood is the
Oh,
it's not Texas Blood. It's something about the devil or something.
The cop and he
yeah,
it's
what was
a part
that?
that killed the
Devil's
guy killed
Highway.
Yeah, Devil's Highway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a slow burn. It feels like True Detective, honestly.
Until the end, and you're like, what? That makes no sense. Like,
hey, that's why we need more books, I guess. That's why.
So
that's what they want you to think, and then you buy them, and you get the idea.
The third book on our list was Star Wars Visions.
Now, So the question about this one, I never watched the TV show. So this had something to do with the TV show.
Yeah, this is like before the show.
Yeah, This feels like a prequel for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like if you've watched Star Wars Visions, it's based on the samurai story. Well, because in Visions they have each episode's a different story. So this is the samurai ninja type story, but I just love the visuals in this. How they take the Star Wars characters and made them like Shogun and
right. The way the armor
looks from Afro Samurai.
Oh, I don't know if it's the same artist.
I see the influence though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought the artwork is beautiful on this book.
Yeah, the stormtroopers, but they had like the samurai armor.
Well,
Well, they had stormtroopers too. Yeah.
No, I just like the droids dressed like the samurai.
Yeah. With the big hat.
I like how he transformed into that big old, weaponized thing.
How did you feel about
because he was like that AT-AT head, or like the ATST head, and he was riding in it.
Yeah.
He'd shoot all those rockets. Yeah.
How did you like the story?
At first, it was a little hard for me to follow. I was trying to figure out like who these characters were. You know what I mean? Kind of. But I liked how it's very, I guess, along with that same line of samurai thing, because the Jedi knew he was a Sith all along, but he's
and I didn't know he was that Sith initially. Like you see the idea of the guy with the red lightsaber in the beginning, and then they showed this other guy. I just thought he was another hero or something, or he might have been going to kill that Sith. But then it's revealed that he's that guy.
See what got me is it looks like he saved the Jedi because how he was kissing back and forth. But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, because that confused me at the beginning, like who was where and what was going on. So,
another thing, you talking about the visual, the full page of all the different Jedi's and all the different weapons. Like one chick had the fan with the lightsaber coming out of it, and then it was like a bow staff with one.
Yeah, the old man he had his.
Yeah, he had the bow staff with the purple came out the end.
Yeah.
Notice it was purple and he had a bow staff.
Well, that was Sam Jackson's lightsaber.
No, Donatello.
It was a Donatello.
Donatello. That's cool.
Yeah, because Donatello uses those staff, and it was purple. So,
well, that explains it. He was the wise one, also. So,
and he was blind, so a little bit of that. So,
well, the one fun thing about Star Wars that I can tell you guys from like my film background within this storyline, and it's a great documentary called "The Story of Film and Odyssey." I recommend. It's a documentary series, right? And they show how literally, like above on the top shot, like a split screen, right? They show Kurosawa's Seven Samurai, and they show like the choreography, and then on the bottom screen they show Star Wars with Obi-Wan fighting Darth Vader. It's the exact same choreography. It's the exact same shot. So George Lucas already had a thing for the samurai, sort of genre.
Yeah. Like on my Star Wars shirt I got, it's an old Star Wars shirt, but Vader, he has a hilt like the hilt guard on his lightsaber,
right?
On the graphic, but in the movie he doesn't have it.
Yeah,
right. But that's clearly a samurai like reference, I mean, even his mask and all that, I think is
a little thing about Star Wars. Do you know why George made Star Wars?
Because he needed the money.
No.
I'm just kidding.
He tried to get the rights to do Flash Gordon, and they wouldn't sell them to him. So he
that's
made Star
fascinating.
Wars. Yeah.
Huh. Well, they wanted to
was
do the rights to The Last Starfighter, Steven Spielberg and George Lucas, and the guy won't give it up. So he, Ready Player One is kind of like that, but they brought in Seth Rogen, Steven Spielberg, to talk about The Last Starfighter, kind of doing something. And then Seth Rogen went away. I was like, we don't need Steven Spielberg. We can just make our own. And then they made that Who show. What was it called? Oh, Future Man.
Yeah, Future Man.
Same idea. But but back to this comic book, I gotta admit, the story, the art, even the colors were really well done. I would be more than happy to try to find like an original panel of this and put it on my wall as art.
Yeah, I just loved how it was all black and white, very manga-ish. But the only colors were the lightsabers. Anytime there was red, like lights, so the droids' little lights would be colored. But it wasn't like overpowering light color either. It was just like a little splash of the color.
Now help me out. I have one question. The point near the end where it looks like it's in color and it looks like they fight, they didn't really fight, right? That was like just in their minds.
That was
Yeah, he was. Yeah, it was like a vision because he's like, I'm a Sith, right? And he's like, yeah,
right. Okay, because they cut back and they hadn't fought.
Yeah, Star Wars lore, you can have like visions of what happened prior to your death. So he knew he was going to die. That it shows him how he's going to die. So it stopped him from that fight.
And that's what he said. The guy, the Sith said, I wouldn't have made, like, right after that and come back, I wouldn't have been able to.
Aren't you supposed to kill me? Yeah, he goes.
Yeah, like a good reference from that, like Obi-Wan versus Anakin. He's like, I have the high ground, and he's like, no, because he knew he was getting ready to kill Anakin, and he did it anyway. And he died.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, I like that book. Is there another of it coming out? Is this like a one-off?
Yeah, the next one is another character, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of like the show was. They're like little stories about each of those. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So did anybody have any other books they wanted to talk about that they read this week?
Well, I read the Wakanda book, and it took it's 2 stories, 3 stories, but it tied in references from the old like Black Panther things that happened and showed how they broke it down separate events. Like it talked about how the different tribes split up. It talked about like Rhino, how he got in there because I guess it was a thing about a celebration of rhinos. So and back in like an old book, something about fear in a story with fear and talking to T'Challa and Shuri. It brought it back. It was like 8 or 10 callbacks they put in like this issue, and I guess awesome. It's focused on Shuri on this issue, and next one's gonna be
M'Baku.
M'Baku, yeah. I guess all his callbacks. I guess they're gonna do that with each character in the lore, maybe. I don't know.
Or like the.
Well, that'll be cool.
It's pretty good. I mean, I guess tying into the movie is coming out, but it's canon to the series going on too. So it says it takes place before Black Panther 11. So it's canon. The events is going on inside of it.
Well, next time on the show, I'd like to talk about the Night of the Werewolf thing that Disney put out.
Did you finally get to watch it?
Yeah, I finally got to check it out. So
we talked about it 2 days ago.
Well, I want to talk about it.
Yeah, we just talked about it last week or whatever.
My opinion. It was really good. Okay. That's it. All right, we don't have to talk about it anymore.
We'll touch it. We can touch on it.
What else? I read something else. The horrors, the DC.
Horror Through Time, Terror.
Yeah, that was. I keep picking anthologies for some reason, but
I know. When I was looking at that book, I was like, "This is 80-some pages again."
Yeah, but this was a better anthology than the one previous one because it just showed characters different light, like they actually doing Halloween spirit stuff. And the first one is pretty funny. The Phantom Stranger, he's like basically doing what Batman does, but on a lower level. He's saving people from all kind of spirits or ghosts, I guess, but they still can see it. So it's
I guess he looks crazy.
And nobody knows who he is, and he always says, "I'm the stranger," because he is a stranger to them because nobody knows who the hell he is.
Well, that's good for anonymity.
Kind of like Doctor Who, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys, I got to get going here. But I love this episode. It was fun.
Yeah.
No doubt. Yep.
You guys
We'll
have
be
a great
back
week.
next week. You too, sir.
I'll talk to you later.
All right. Bye-bye. All right, Specs. Was there anything? That was the book I was just looking through. It had like the Man Thing in it. There's a storybook Man Thing.
Yeah. And like I think another Suicide Squad story or something. They was in it, but I don't know.
Or Swamp Thing, not Man Thing. I get them confused. They're
Same
the
character. One has fire.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it seemed like there was a bunch of, because I expected it to be like 3, maybe 4 stories, and it seemed like there was a lot more than that.
So I like the Super Sons. I love how they keeping the Super Sons alive in these anthologies, because Business definitely killed the character with that, but they keep him alive. So in my theory, I think I said it on our previous show, I think they're gonna de-age him again back to being a kid, because it makes no sense for them to have a Connor being grown and John being grown at the same time.
Yeah. It's weird. I hope eventually they fix the DC universe and it's all coherent again. And I didn't like this. Everything's out of continuity and it doesn't matter. It's just too hard to follow. It's like
you seen they released the new Static Shock Beyond. Yeah, so there's gonna be the old Static Shock from like Just League let's see, Unlimited.
And from the 90s when he had that, or early 2000s, he had the
with
Shock show
with a younger Terry McGinnis.
Oh jeez.
So it's not even gonna be current to the current Batman Beyond series. So yeah, I mean, I'm not. I don't know. I didn't like. I mean, Static was cool, but I don't know. Hopefully, the Beyond one's better. But the Milestone books, definitely the Blood Syndicate. To me, all the ones, everything was better than the Static book.
Yeah, but Static became like the superstar.
No, I mean the relaunch books.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it's like in the original one, Static became like the superstar out of it. Like that.
Yeah, but the relaunch, man, like Static's the worst book to me. But like Icon and Rocket, great. Hardwire, I didn't like it at first, but as I kept reading, it got good. Then Blood Syndicate, I didn't know nothing about them, but reading it, I'm locked into it. Is that a third one? I think that's all of them. 4 of them. Yeah,
there's 4.
I'm all for it, but it looks like it's not gonna carry over. I think they stopped. I don't know.
Really? That's a shame.
Because he's no promo. The only promo you get is this Static Beyond, but it's no part 2, season 2. So they got the Milestone initiative stuff they supposed to be doing, but like I don't want to see anthology work with a random creator, so I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there was anything else I read that was interesting. I read the issue 3 of James Bond.
Did it get better?
A little. I mean, there's this, I guess, organization called Myrmidon, and that's who Bond had to infiltrate this company, and they're trying to turn him, and that's who the lady who gets killed in the early issues, that's who she worked for.
Okay.
Who was like his mentor, and so they're trying to get him to switch sides. And I read Masquerade #2. That's the one by Kevin Smith with the girl who she does to catch
media person.
Yeah, she does like to catch a predator kind of thing. And it wasn't really much going on in that.
Last week, before my computer died, Minor Threats. The second issue took a nosedive. Like, oh my god. So hopefully the third issue, but I was all for it. That second issue was, the reveal at the end was cool, but all that dialogue and unneeded stuff was.
Yeah, like in Masquerade 2, they introduced this cop character, and by the end of the episode, they kill him and his family. Like, but there's no reason for it. Like, he was investigating like one of the things, and they kill him in the same issue they introduce him. So it's like
they're just making these books and these IPs just to get TV shows out of, basically.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, that's it for this week. Hopefully everybody had enjoyed the show. Love to hear what you think will be your top 5 horror movies. And we'll be back next week, next Thursday, to talk about some more stuff. And before I forget, make sure you go check out Cobalt's Castaways on Kickstarter. We are, you can find it at cat with a K, catscratchpress.com. We have funded, we're only like $58 over funding, and there's 10 days left. We need 3 more backers to unlock the next backer goal, and I think $500 to unlock the Spider Cat print that I did for the. So, I think that's it. Do you have anything going on this week, Specs?
No, not this week. Nope.
Specs is trying to become TikTok famous, so you should check out Specs' TikTok. What's your TikTok handle there, Specs?
Legacy of the View.
All one word?
Yep.
Legacy of the View. I guess I should follow you. I don't. Anyway.
Yeah, you should. I mean, everybody else, but at one point in time, I never knew who was following me because I was getting so many at now. But now it's slowed down, so I need to make some more videos.
Yeah, I've been thinking about some things to do because I've had mine for well over a year, and I think I have 5 videos on there. So, anyway, everybody have a good week. We'll be back next week. Hopefully, Joey will join us. His Wi-Fi wasn't working tonight, so he goes on vacation, comes back, and no Wi-Fi. So that must suck. But everyone have a good night, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.